Howdy guys, Mac Double Tap. Wanted to go over, I'm doing some blogging lately, and I found I got in a conversation today, and kind of want to do a video on it. And it's kind of down and dirty. I'm in the man cave. I'm working on my next project, doing a flat dark earth gun. I'm going to do a video on a complete assembly, take all that back apart for the complete assembly video. But complete assembly of an AR-15 start to finish, from complete strip, bare bones. Not that there isn't a trillion of them out there, but I kind of think that there's a good bit of not bad information, just unclear information if you're assembling your own gun from scratch. I wanted to kind of do a complete video step by step, but that's coming. Right now, what I want to talk about real quick is interchangeability. And the original video was, or I'm sorry, the original blog post was, I'm carrying a pistol caliber carbine, and they were using the high point pistol caliber carbines along with some other, whatever other guns they were carrying. I don't even remember. And I kind of got in a conversation, but this is what I carry and why. Here we have primary gun. Everybody's seen my Glock 17 before. It is a 17 round flush fit magazine. Here's my Glock 19, which most everybody's seen before. 15 round magazine. Now, the first thing I want to point out here is the difference in the size of the magazines. You got 15 round, 17 round magazine. And the second system we're talking about, our next system, is the Kel-Tec Sub 2000, which this is a fold in half, trying to get it in video here, fold in half semi-automatic carbine that in this case also runs Glock magazines. Now I'm going to do a whole nother video on the Sub 2000. I'm actually late to get on board with the pistol caliber carbine, basically because in my original couple of trials of the Sub 2000, I just wasn't impressed. I bought one when they first came out, and I don't know if I just had a bad one. I don't know. I mean, I can't answer why I was not impressed. Maybe I just wasn't smart enough at the time. It's probably 10, 12, 14 years ago, and I kind of turned me off to them. And honestly, I wasn't as proficient of a shooter at that time as I am now. And I didn't understand some of the concepts that I do now. And my opinion changed. But anyway, I'll do a video on pistol caliber carbines later. But this is, the concept. The video, or the blog, was about what they carried in their bug out bag, get home bag, whatever bag whatever you're talking about. You guys seen my Glock many times. Glock 17 flush fit 17 round magazine. And we got the Glock 19. It will take and accept Glock 17 mags, run them just fine. And then again, for our Kel-Tec Sub 2000, Sub 2000's got a magazine in it. Sub 2000, take and feed the same exact same magazine. So what I have is one specific magazine that I get to carry. I carry the 15 round mag in the Glock 19 every day, and then the backup magazines I carry are Glock 17 magazines. Gives me 2 extra rounds, hangs out the bottom a little bit, which actually, if you're on to the second magazine in a gunfight, things have went drastically horribly wrong, and it isn't going to bother you. But the other thing I carry, and I was asked what I specifically carry in my bag. In my bag I carry 2 spare Glock 19 magazines. They're in the very bottom of my bag, and they are unloaded. They are simply there for fresh springs, fresh parts, fresh magazine, obviously. If it was horrible, or if I lose my, the magazine I'm running in it for whatever, I've dumped it in the middle of a gunfight and whatever. I have a couple extras, but they are unloaded, therefore they're minimal amounts of weight. People say, well, why don't you carry ammunition in them? That's a great way to store ammunition, and it is. I carry them empty for a specific reason. I don't want to ever grab one and try and jam it into either my 17 or into the Kel-Tec, because it's not going to fit. It's not going to work. Not going to lock up. Only reason I carry them empty. I carry 6 Glock 17 magazines. That basically gives me 2 per gun, or 6 for another gun. And everybody says, well, that's not a lot of ammunition to carry, or whatever. I also carry 10 of these. I carry 10 of the Glock sticks. They're 31 round magazines. They all have +2 extensions on them, make them 33 round magazines. These were designed for the Glock 18, which is the full automatic version of the Glock 17. But handily enough, 9mm fit and function just fine in our Glock 17. Fit and function just fine in our Glock 19. Fit and function just fine in our Kel-Tec Sub 2000. Which, what this does is it gives me essentially comparable firepower for close quarters combat, close quarters battle, with any other carbines out there you're going to run into. AK-47, or AR-15 platforms. 30 round magazines pretty much standard. Yes, I know you can get hundreds and blah blah blah. I get all that. But for in a bag, I carry 10. I mean, that's a sufficient amount of ammunition. With what I carry, we're up, and I didn't do the math, but we're over 400 rounds, or right at 400 rounds of ammunition, and that's about all the weight I want to carry. But what that allows me to do, like I said, is, if I'm on to where I'm through 6 Glock 17 magazines for whatever reason, and I'm on into needing these, or I immediately get into a sustained gunfight for whatever reason, instantly go to the 33 round magazines, and it gives me a pretty high volume of the ability in a reasonably small area. It doesn't take up a lot of space in the bug out bag, stacking magazines like so. And in my bag, and I should have brought it down but I didn't, I'm sorry, where I carry these is I carry my backpack was specifically designed for a hydration system, and I carry the Kel-Tec folded up in the hydration pocket along with these magazines. And I actually did some, I kind of pulled the stitching. I stitched pockets, basically magazine carriers for these sticks, and then the gun goes in front of the sticks, and it's all right there together. But everybody says, well, why do you carry 2 guns during a regular day? And there's a lot of reasons to carry a backup gun, many, many reasons. But one of the biggest reasons I carry one is, I have 2 boys that are both proficient with firearms, but they're not old enough to carry firearms. And, one of the good reasons to carry a backup gun is to arm somebody you trust. Somebody like my kids. Somebody that, they're proficient with firearm, they just don't happen to be carrying at that specific moment in time when you need them. So this is the setup I carry. Now I do carry a short-barreled rifle, AR-15 platform, and I also carry a .22 conversion kit for that platform. But that's not what this video about. This is the pistol caliber, the reasoning I go with it. And everybody, why 9mm? Well, why 9mm is very specific in that, the bulk of law enforcement, I know, God, everybody and their brother, no, my God, but yeah, I get it. There's a lot of different agencies that carry a lot of different things. But I can tell you, from where I'm at in rural Oklahoma, there, a very large percentage of law enforcement around here, because they're not large agencies, are not issued firearms. They buy their own. And A very large percentage of that is 9s. Now, I'm not going to tell you there's not 40s and 45s and 357 SIGs. I get it. Yeah, of course there are. But there is enough of enough 9mm, and then you look at any seriously bad situation, should the military be deployed, 9mm 223, and that's what I run, 9mm and 223. Just about every police cruiser out there right now has got a 223 in it, and in my area, a large percentage of law enforcement is running 9mm. Not to mention, it allows me to carry the highest volume of ammunition in the smallest package. I don't care what caliber, what gun we're talking about. If you take identical frames, I can put more bullets in a 9mm than you can in a 40, 357 SIG or 45. It's just the way it is. The comparable frames, and everybody says, well, there are very specific exceptions to that rule. Yes, they make the big sticks and the 40 and all that. I run 9mm. That's what I'm talking about. With modern ammunition, there's no difference between and I did ballistic videos that you can go find them. There's plenty of comments and conversation, but at the end of the day, 9mm is as good as anything out there. If you know what you're doing with it and you shoot proficiently, you're not going to have a problem running a 9mm. The pistol caliber carbines, coming a long way. There's several versions out there. One from Beretta. There's an offering from Beretta. Obviously Kel-Tec. There's an AR platform out there that will run Glock magazines, and I haven't played with one. I'm going to get one. I'm going to test one. But so far, with the pistol caliber carbines that I have ran, this Kel-Tec Sub 2000 is just, it's as good as anything out there. Now, I intentionally do not run an optic on this at this moment. I am considering putting a Bushnell on here. They make a quad rail system for this, because first thing people say, well, if you put that on there, obviously you can't fold it in half. They actually are making a quad rail that it kind of pulls out, twists, and put your optic on the side and allow you to fold the gun in half. But you know what? For what this was designed for, it was designed with the intent of to give you a little bit more range and a little bit more controllability and accuracy, longer sight radius, what have you, out of a pistol caliber. And for that intent and purposes, I hit 9-inch steel with this all day long at 100, 125, 150 yards. Now, as I said before, I practice with my handgun out to 200 yards, and I'm not telling you I can make precision headshot whatever at 200 yards every single time. Nobody can. But what I'm telling you is I can hit a man-sized target effectively at 200 yards with just a handgun. I've ran this out to as far as 300 yards. Do I think there's going to be a lot on a 9mm, a lot of energy on a 9mm at 300 yards? No, I don't. But what I do know is, with good shooting fundamentals and a decent stable platform to shoot off of, so not meaning shooting off the ground or whatever, just if I get a chance to control my breathing and all that, I can make combat effective hits on a man-sized target at 300 yards with this weapon system. I've done it. I've been practicing with it out to 200 just because my immediately available range goes out to 200 yards. I have been to where I can shoot 300 yards and have practiced with it a little bit at 300 yards, but I haven't done as much as I'd like to. All that being said, if you go out and practice with whatever you have, you're going to find it much more of a reasonable expectation to put rounds on target at longer ranges with pistol calibers. You just got to go try it. A lot of people at the classes I teach are, I don't want to say surprised to find out, but don't realize that they are capable of just about immediately putting rounds on targets at 100 yards if they try. If you've never taken the time to sit down and shoot, just your service caliber pistol at 100 yards, do it. Take it out, set up something at 100 yards, and I'm not asking you to hit a snuff can at 100 yards. Put up a man-sized target out there. Put some time into it, and you'll find out pretty quickly that it's reasonable to put shots on target. Point of aim, point of impact on a 9mm, 45, any of the service pistols, at 100 yards is point of aim, point of impact. There is no massive bullet drop like everybody seems to think. Well, a bullet drop on a 9mm is about 30. No, it's not. Point of aim, point of impact at 100 yards. It's not rocket science. You just got to get out there and do it. You got to work your fundamentals. You got to work, have yourself a good stable platform. Decent grip. Work your trigger squeeze. Control your breathing a little bit, and you'll be shocked to find out how accurate you could be at 100 yards pretty quickly. Anyway, I'm Mac from Double Tap. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I know I disappeared for a while. I've had some demons and some issues I've been dealing with on my personal life, but back in the game again. Like I said, I'm going to do a video on completely assembling an AR start to finish. Like I said, I know there's a billion videos been put out there on it. The ones I've looked at are lacking here and there. I'm making some notes of things I want to include in the conversation. But I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate everybody that stuck by me, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thanks for watching.